back horns hit me with something like, yeah. No, 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 no. Hey baby, I'm about to be real transparent with you. I've been waiting by this door, just to have a little conversation with you. So don't think I'm creeping, I just want your name. And maybe you can slide your digits too. Cause I put a lot of work in my game. Oh yeah. So baby, role play, role play. Baby, won't you come and role play with me? Role play, role play, role play, role play, baby. I know you know me, I know you know, but let's switch it up. Let's switch it up. Baby, won't you role play, role play, hey, hey, you beat my nerves, and let me be your patient. And you'll be the I'm gonna be your student. So let me role play, role play. Baby, won't you come and role play with me? Role play, role play, role play, role play, role play, baby. I know you know me. Let's switch it up. Baby, won't you role play, role play? Hey, 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 come on. You got two hands, let me see you clap before time. Yeah, yeah. And if you got two hands, let me see you clap before time. Yeah, and if you're happy, you know it, and you ain't afraid to show it 4 times. Hey, lay back home, give me something real nice right here, 4 times. So baby, role play, role play. Baby, won't you come and role play with me? Role play, role play, role play, baby. I know you know me, I know you know me. Let's switch it up, let's switch it up. Baby, won't you role play, role play? Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah.
I know you feel it. I know you hear it. Come on.
Everything drop out, just Eric on the bass. Yeah.
Hey, make it funky. Hey, make it funky. Hey, come on.
Lay back horns hit me with something else like.
Shout out to Treyway and the Now Generation.
We out.
Man, that intro, I love it. I just love the music. I just got to do something different. Nonetheless, people, how are y'all doing? I hope everybody's all right. I am actually just farting around with gear. I got a lot of things to do, but I take time out to have fun. Rob, are you home already too? I'm mad that I miss Albany, New York. All the great people from the Ecamm community and Let's Get Live community were up that way. well, not everybody, a lot of people couldn't make it. And shout out to my boy who is on the road right now. And so because I am a pastor and Dr. Greenbar is hanging out for just a second, I don't know how long she's hanging out. I do want to take this opportunity, and two of my favorite dudes on here, great dads, and they are doing a wonderful job with their children in life. And so, Paul, shout out to you too. But Rob, and to my man Lewis, Mr. Camera Junkie, I hope that you and Aiden get back nice and safe. I saw you in a traffic jam last night, and I pray God's blessings and speed over you. So real quick, just God, we thank you for traveling mercies, and I pray that you get Lewis and his son home, Aiden, with safe travels and no hurt, harm, and danger. So amen in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. Had to do that real quick. So church guys on here, my man Jody. So just had to drop a prayer real quick. So it's been very traumatic. Everyone is traveling. A moderator with nothing to mod. Listen, I figured everybody was traveling, and I didn't know that Doc and Diana was going to be in New York. I didn't know Sammy was actually going to be there that day. I couldn't make it up yesterday, but today I kind of could have made it up to New York. But no, wait. Yeah, today is Tuesday. Yeah, yesterday I could have made it up to New York. No, wait, today. I'm all thrown off. It would have been today. And so, yeah, Doctor, you don't have to hang out, Dr. Greenbar. You don't have to hang out. I'm really just hanging around here, messing around. So this is more so for the tech people. All right. So the tech people that like tech stuff. And for those that need encouragement, Ecamm community, I was trying to help people out. But for those of us who suffer from gear acquisition syndrome, Pelzer is in the house right now. And I think, do I still have it up here? I want to see if I just have it. Do I have it? That is it. Ladies and gentlemen, gear acquisition syndrome right here. That means that we're always upgrading to some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that means that you have something, but then you're always doing iterations. You're always trying to step it up, trying to take it to another level. And so that means that Keith Pelzer actually has gear acquisition syndrome, and I've been like this for a long time. Okay, and so right now what we have, and I'm gonna stop the camera switching. Yeah, boom, it got me all close up here. So let's just go one place and hold it still. What we're doing, yeah, what I suffer from. Listen, Alpha, I know, listen, many of us suffer from this gear acquisition syndrome, and it's not a bad problem. It's just, it happens, okay? When you're into gear, that's how you should be. As musicians, when I was doing music all the time, that's all we did. You know, you just buy gear and buy gear. So keeping my packages empty, that's a good way to say it. Keeping my packages empty. All right, so I normally repurpose this stuff, so I'm gonna kind of keep this the same. Keep this focused the same way. If you have any questions about audio quality, cameras and stuff, I didn't perfect the lighting one tonight. I just threw the lights on real quick, and so I didn't put everything all lit up. But anyway, what I'm doing today is this. I'm just unboxing this. Is a mv7 podcast microphone. Now, so is there any remedy for gas? No, there's no remedy. It's not. I mean, if you into it, because here's the thing, sis, you only have gear acquisition syndrome in what you're into. So it's kind of like for the pastors that are on here, the preachers that are on here, you know, we at one point in time before iPads, you just have like a ton of Bibles. So you got another Bible here, another Bible there, another commentary, another, you know, and you're always in the Christian bookstore because you're getting stuff. If you're into music, if you're a DJ, you're always getting records. You never have enough records. If you're into instruments, you're always in the music store. You never have enough instruments. If you're a photographer, you never have enough cameras. You know, I ride bikes. I got 5 bikes in the garage. You can only ride one at a time, but you just need that one bike for if it rains. But if it rains too much, then you need a different bike, you know. So that's what starts to happen. And so, you know, at one point in time, you have 1 light, then you get 2, then you get 3, then you have 3-point lighting, then you have 1 teleprompter, then you have another teleprompter. Come on, Dr. Greenbar, you still got them. I still got the Bibles all over the place. You know, you just have one in the car, one in your pocket. Then when the iPad came out, you just get one and one and one, and you keep going. So there is no solution for it, okay? It's you're hit with it. Whatever you're into, you have that gear acquisition syndrome. So to acquire, okay, I'm a sneaker preach guy, so Paul said that I might obtain, okay? And so I'm reaching and I'm grabbing what has grabbed me that I'll never fully get a hold of. But every day it's a seeking to do. So this is nothing more than that. You know, there is a thin line where, no, we don't get into just spending and throwing money out the window. But there are some people I think we're called. We're kind of called, Rob, we're kind of called to do this to help others. All right. So we go through it so other people don't have to do it. Real quick, I got my wife one of these and she had the green and gold one. Beautiful mic. You can check out my other YouTubes to see what she got. But for me, I had to get one because, and I'm going to tell you the purpose of it. The purpose of it is because I had to remember that in transitional times, especially like now, we want to reach people. So whether that is through your spirituality or just connect in peace, okay, no matter what your faith is, there's a need to connect with people. And so when we connect with people in this platform, if you really think about it, you're watching me now because either you're on your phone, right? Or you're watching on your TV or something like that. It's tech. And so because it's tech, and the reason why you keep upgrading your phone is because it has better pictures. And so you're shooting the same pictures of your kids, your grandkids, your spouse, your boo, whatever, whoever you with, you taking pictures of them, right? But now when the cameras get better, they advertise, oh, it's more pixels, it's better to look at and better to shoot. So two things are happening. It takes better pictures and then it shows better pictures with the resolution. And so you're always upgrading because that's what you're into. And so in times like these, yes, we had gotten separated. We had a pandemic. Now things are opening back up for the most part. People are having to safely go in and X, Y, and Z. But tech, video, and all that stuff ain't going nowhere because internet can reach people faster than you physically can. And so even if you flew across America and saw somebody on one day, when you have to go back home, the best way to see them is through a device. And so you want to present that and give them the feel like they're in there. That's why games got better, because they're showing you an environment. So when they put you in the game, the dimensions do it better. And so technology gives you better dimension stuff. Faith comes by hearing. And so that's why we upgrade our audio quality. We try to make sure it works. So what I'm doing is I realize that in certain settings, I like to sound a certain way. And when I tell certain stories, I like to separate what I'm doing. So right now I'm a tech guy sitting in this seat, but I'm going to turn this guy around so you can see. This is my station over here. This station right here is going to be for my specific storytelling. Okay, and that is pretty much like ministry and tutorials of a sort that doesn't really have to do with tech, which technically what I would be doing is I'll be standing up right here and I'll show you how dope Ecamm works. For anybody that's on here watching from Ecamm, I am going to light up that computer and that computer is going to give, matter of fact, I'm going to give you the view right now. And so this is the view from the other computer. Now, that is an iMac over here. So look over here. Over there is an iMac. And so that particular iMac, there's a camera over there and I'll be standing up right here. And I got this other mic. So when I stand up there and talk, it is real simple. So the mic is not over there, but you'll be able to hear me. I'm just going to swing this mic around and I'll show you what I'm doing here. So this is me. Okay, you see me here? Is that me? No. Okay, I'm not on that mic, on that camera. So now you should be able to see me up here, and then I can look right into here. I'm gonna turn this computer on so I can look into it. Hold on. You know what? Ain't that crazy when you have a bunch of passwords? Okay, there we go. Now, so I have my teleprompter screen so I can look straight into the teleprompter. I'm using this mic from over the other side, and I have it on this colorware, so I'm trying to put it up here. Let me adjust this microphone and pull it over here. Okay, there. So what you see right now, this is a whole separate computer. This is my old iMac and it's channeled through into Ecamm and my other computer. Okay, so it might be like a slight delay in my lip movement and whatnot because I didn't hardwire it, so it actually is going Wi-Fi, but it is running over to the other computer. And so, Paul, you can probably talk about this a little bit better, or somebody else will come on, but I'm actually on the other computer. But this is just to give you an example of the look that I'll have. And I got to put a mic right here. Okay, so the microphone's got to go on this thing right here, and it's an Elgato arm. And so I got me a colorware specific mic so that I can stand. Now, what I'm going to do is put a black screen up behind me. And so that in black and white, just like you see me on my pictures with the convo. If you look on YouTube, you see my picture. I'm actually going to do my Sunday afternoon sermons where if you're not into the same faith I'm in, or you're not into being in the sanctuary, where I can just talk in regular plain English and just storytell or talk. And it'll be real short, but that's my idea and vision. And so in my gear acquisition syndrome, I have reasons for it because I'm doing things with it. So that is this other computer. You can check out my other videos for how I'm looking straight into this camera at you through here. Sorry about the slight delay because I don't have the wire in there, but this will be my other setup and standing on the computer. Now I'm gonna come back over here and show you on the jib how this looks. So if you were looking at that, I'm gonna show you how it looks. So over here, I'm gonna go to this camera right here so that you can see what that looks like. Okay, so that's, no, I didn't want you to show me. Okay, so that's where I was standing at right there. And I'll just take this mic back over so you can see. The mic, I had it there, and I will be standing right here looking into the computer. Over here is the teleprompter over here, so I can look right into it. Over here is the T3. And this is the T3 teleprompter. Sorry about the mic. That's the T3 teleprompter, which is actually a better one. But that one over there is great for just standing up, and I can look into it and do my talking. So, I see you. So you said no hoop. Nah, not in the evening, because I'm not going to be standing in front of the camera trying to pop a hoop off or whatever. So this is more so, and I'll give you guys an example of what I'm talking about. It's more like this. In a sanctuary, you can talk to a bunch of people, okay? And in the room, is technically the spirit, but the energy in the room, as some people will call it, you have a call and response. So, if I say something is an amen, if, my friends in the room, you say, you know what I'm talking about, doctor? You hear what I'm saying, Brother Jody? Yep, it's amen. Yeah, right on, brother. We right in the room. When you're online, there's nobody really there, like, responding to you because you don't have that audience. And so one of those things is when you're able to use technology to its advantage, you're able, Zach, what's going on, my brother, Zach Williams, what you're able to use to your advantage to be able to talk to people. This is why in this community now, people, they call me the sneaker preach guy. That's because I don't have a robe on, you don't have an organ tuning you up, all this and that and third. You don't say something and 18 people start shouting, in the spirit. You're just having a conversation. And so just having a conversation, that's why you see the shirt says the convos. My motto is this: when you take Nicodemus and then you take the woman at the well, those are two powerful places in the Gospel of John that came through convos. It was a conversation. You can even get to the rich young ruler. That was a jacked up conversation because love was his biggest problem. Did everything right, crossed the T's, dot the I's, but he ain't had no love, so he's jacked up. That was a conversation. Even restoring somebody to say that when you are converted, strengthen your brothers, talking to Peter, right? And so the jacked up guy. And so when you're talking to Peter, it's just like, it's a conversation. It's a conversation where you get denied 3 times, but then you ask 3 times, if you love me, feed my sheep. It's simple. It's a conversation. Agrippa lost his grip. How did he lose his grip? He was having a conversation. And so Paul had a conversation with him. What did he say through the conversation? You almost persuaded me. And so, again, it's the same reason why in business terms, people do tutorials. When they do tutorials, they can just say, hey, everybody come to the room. I'm going to teach you how to do this. And everybody goes, wow, that's hot. Or you can sit down and you can structure it and you can have a conversation. Now, let me get to the unboxing because if not, I'll just start preaching. All right. Now, I like this here. I got this black and white guy right here. Gear acquisition syndrome is bad. Just a while ago, everybody was on the ZV-1. Then you give it some more months, everybody's on ZV-10, E10. ZV-E10 is great, but you can do a whole bunch of stuff with a cheap camera. This camera right over here that you're looking at me on is a $250 camera if you find it on sale. It's called a Sony A5100. That A5100, I do have the kit lens on there. Then I have a Ulanzi, and it's real simple. And you can't really tell and look at that camera and say that camera is just 20 times better than this camera, or it's 30 times better than this camera. Okay, you can kind of see it. Those professionals on here like Paul and Zach and different ones and Mr. Camera Junkie, they kind of know, but everybody doesn't know. And, you know, just like, okay, wow, we don't know that this is an A6600, and we actually don't even know that that's technically an A5100. They're cameras, okay? But this is the hottest camera to get right now. Best bang for your buck if you're getting into it. You don't need a cam link to it. You don't have to, you know, buy a $129 cam link. You can just take this and plug this in the computer. My wife, she's fine with this guy, you know, for upgrade with webcam. She'll be fine. Actually, this is less trouble for me with her than getting an A5100, a cam link. Then she got to plug all this stuff up. She takes a cord, puts it in there, plugs it into the computer, and she's good. The reason I'm on now is because I'm talking about this mic, because I never thought that I was going to get an mv7, but I realized why I love them so much. Now, another gear acquisition syndrome. Let me put it up here for the people in the back. Gear acquisition syndrome. That's going to have you say, hey, I got to get the newest mv7X. Well, that's a good thing because it actually is cheaper, but then you're missing the USB. So when you go on the road, you're stuck and you crap out of luck because you just got XLR and you don't have USB, and then you can't plug your headphones into the mic because you save money. Duh. Just go ahead and get the $270 mic or whatever it costs. So here we go, the unveiling, and let's go here. Another cheap camera, if I get the right button. All right, another cheap camera. And here we are, people, ladies and gentlemen. And for the preachers in the house, this is a great microphone so that when you're on the road and you have to talk to your members at home or do Bible studies, and for the business people that, you know, you have to do a presentation and you're not in your big studio setup, but you still want to present yourself, your best self, this is a great microphone for it. The mv7 is not a new mic. Most people already heard about it. You already seen it. There's been 1,001 unboxings on it, but Keith Pelzer has a customized one, and I'm excited about it. And here she is. There it is. Glossy black. And then the white down here. And then another gloss like white ring around here. We are good to go. I'm excited about it. Listen, Dr. Greenbar, I almost want to pray over this mic for real, for real. It's like I'm feeling that. Let's go. Okay, so there it is. Got this mic here, and then there's the, yeah, look at that. See that? See that matchup right there? Wait, let me get this orange a little bit off to the side. Orange messing everything up. Yeah, I think that's it right there. I think we gravy, okay? I just wanted to see what it looks like. And so let me give you guys a close-up so you can see a little bit better what this guy looks like. There is the microphone. She said lay hands. I do want to just go ahead and lay hands on that. Now look, so if you look on the back of here, you can actually get your headphones in there, and you can get your USB, okay? You got headphones, and then you have your USB over here. The reason why that is so fire is because for somebody like my wife, or for many of us, we have our big setups. We got here, let me just show you. You got all your setup, right? When you go out on the road, you get you a small light like this guy right here that I have. You're going to put this right up here in front of your camera that you took with you, okay? He's actually dropping the mic with this colorway. Listen, man, I really like these, the colorware mics. So what you do is, the big difference is I'm at home. So I have my audio set up over here. Let me drop this autofocus. Okay, now I have my whole audio rig set up. I do music, and so you have a powerful rig set up. You have the cloud lifter, you have the Soyez. I'm a Soyez guy. I like it. Look it up. So Soyez instead of a cloud lifter. You have your Soyez, and so you get that nice, rich, warm sound. Currently looking for it. Yeah, man. Listen, if you want the colorware is a great mic to get. Zach, you are a producer, music guy like me, so you definitely want an SM7B in your lineup, but you already have your studio, so if you already have a recording mic, You don't have to have this one. You can get a colorware because it's not a colorware. You can get a mv7, but it's more versatile. And so for those of you who want the link, it's let me see, colorare.com. Okay, I just dropped in the link. So that is www.colorware.com, and you go down and you can find the mic. The great thing is you can see the mic before you order it. So shout outs to my sister Sonia. Sonia Sessoms, she actually got her a blue one. It is fire. She's got a blue one. Shout outs to Heather Ramirez and Tom Buck. Great people. Heather's got a purplish one. Tina's is the green and gold. It's beautiful. I love her mic, and I liked it so much I was jealous, to the point where at 12 o'clock it is going to premiere my video on how I put this mic together. And wait, can I show y'all the butter mic? Look at this thing right here. You see that right there, the iridescent? Look at that, the iridescent with the purple on there. I wrapped this mic because podcasts are happening out of the Convo studio. Shout out to my girl, Dr. Virdra Jackson. Dr. Virdra Jackson, her radio broadcast, she's in with Voice America, and we do Voice America right here from the Convos. And so I had to upgrade a little bit so that we have good sound quality, so that when we go live on air across the world, watch it. I'm about to shout tonight, across the world. Okay. Dr. Greenbar, you may have to come on the show. I'm going to pitch that and see if we can connect you and Dr. Virdra Jackson for the radio broadcast on Flip It. Flip It is basically, shout out to Tamika Furby, sounds like it, but Flip It is all about how you pivoted in your life, in your situation, not just specific to the pandemic. For example, Dr. Irvin Fryer, he's a pastor of the New Jerusalem Church in New Jersey. He was a NFL player, Super Bowl playing, and not winning, but Super Bowl playing quarterback. And so he actually had gotten locked up, went to prison. It's a long story. He gives this story on the Fryer Place. And so shout out to my big brother, Irvin Fryer. But he was on the show, and he talked about from the prison cell, from the NFL to the prison cell. And so he unlocks and unpacks his testimony, full transparency of being a first round draft pick early in the day, you know, to the New England Patriots, played many years up there, went played with Dan Marino, was in All-Star, Super Bowl, all of that stuff. And then, you know, went through a divorce. Everybody turned their back on him, but praise be to God, he is doing fine and well right now. But he got on the show and gave his story. You got to check him out. He's an Ecamm too, and his system and his setup looks great because we both believe in the principle of faith comes by hearing. So now, back to this thing right here for everybody that wants to know. I try to separate the preaching so you can just help me turn it off. Okay, Dr. Greenbar, listen, I got you on the radar. So as soon as we have the date open and I know we can make that happen, I will let you know. And so you are on the list. Okay. And so this colorware, so here's what's going to happen so you can see. And matter of fact, features of Ecamm, I'm going to show you all the features of Ecamm, what I'm actually going to do. And this is kind of like my idea. So you see this is black and white, right? But I don't want to have to put a black and white filter on there. So it'll be full color, but I'll have my black background. I'll have this black shirt on. You see the white outline of the glasses, and we'll just talk with a small highlight. So let me show you the highlight and how we'll do it. So we want to kill this light here, and we want to kill this light here. And so we'll just have the overtop light right here. All of the lights will be out, and it'll just be a cast on here. You kind of like when somebody's at a table, you know, interrogation table, and then we'll just have the conversation with this mic right here. It'll be, we feature it like this, and we'll have the conversation right here. Okay. And so that's the reason I got this mic. I can do it anywhere. I can do it from the study. I can do it from, you know, if I go out of town or something like that. And what this mic is going to do is bring you pretty much the same quality, okay, almost darn near the same quality that this SM7B microphone is going to bring you. And so I got 10 people sitting here. So here's the question. If you have any questions, give me, you know, just hit me up. Just let me know if you have any questions about your system, about upgrading, about quality, about sound. Ecamm is the spot. I would definitely tell you that. There's other things out there. Because I'm not an Ecamm community, I will tell you StreamYard, vMix, they're all great. Restream is good, but Ecamm is just fire. There's so much help you can get to set it up and become independent and be your own independent producer. So it's a place where you have resources that you can tap into, but you can also be strong within yourself to do the production yourself without the need for a whole bunch of other people. Okay, back to this colorware. Let me just get down to a couple other things. You won't be able to get this same one unless you order it like I ordered it. The yoke is pretty much, it's a nice white gloss yoke. Let me see if I can get y'all a little bit more of a close up. Yeah, let's go up top here. Okay. And we'll pull the camera in just a little bit closer. There we go. So check him out. You have your yoke here, okay? And that is a pearl light white. You have the gloss black around here. This pop screen does come off. Look at that. So they do color it all the way in. And so that is the great thing about colorware. They do put the color full around here. And let's go to the settings on here. You actually have your volume, and you have your headphone and your mic volume is on here. It actually has an app in the computer so that you can control this mic. On the back here, I can use it in the studio and plug this right on here and use that mic. But you can also put your headphones and your USB. And here's what I learned. You can use them at the same time. So if you were to be in a studio and you wanted to use your headphones and plug it into your computer, but also tap a line, Zach, this is for you if you're still watching, bro. You can still tap a line here and do a whole separate recording. So here's the crazy thing. And so Dr. Greenbar, she gonna probably rebuke me for this, but if you were at a certain church setting, and unlike Pastor Jody, if you didn't holler and you knew you wasn't gonna move around much, you could have this mic with the USB and record in your device, and you can have the XLR record direct in the house system at the same time. So you can record and have your podcast material and then also have the material for in the room at the same time. So it's actually a multi-use microphone. Then you can also use the headphones so that somebody else can monitor it. That you can't do with this microphone here. Now, this is technically the better mic right here. This yellow one is technically the better mic, and my best mic is over there that I use for preaching specifically. Okay, and so I'll preach in that mic if I'm home. And then for this one right here, I will do my storytelling, or I call it the unwinding of the sermon. So for my preachers that are watching, I think there's a big need for the convo of the sermon we hollered. Okay, so for instance, if Jesus was with the Sanhedrin and he hooped, then when Nicodemus got with him, he had a conversation. It was Nick at night. You understand what I'm saying? So throw a little, soft music on, a chill, whatever, cool breeze blow over this feeble body of mine, and he had a conversation. What was the biggest of the conversation? You must be born again. That's some tight stuff there. Woman at the well. Ain't no 20,000 amen people preach, shout, oh, glory. None of that stuff going on. He like, yo, they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. I mean, that was a conversation. And so let's take all of our influences, our circles of influence, and our resources and do the best we can as we pivot. Okay. And so that's one of the things to do. Gregarious is in the house. What is going on, brother? And you see that, right? For other people, listen, this is wonderful. I love this feature of Ecamm. See this right here? We can do things like this in Ecamm. So not that other programs can't do it. I just like the way Ecamm does it. Okay. And so now I'm looking right in here in this teleprompter. Again, for speakers or those who do a lot of Zooms or whatever, this teleprompter, again, shout out to my sister, Dr. Greenbar. She actually has her teleprompter set up. She figured it out. And to be able to look right into the camera and talk to your audience is wonderful. And so I'm really trying to capitalize on that and to speak to people. I think it's just fire. Once again, back down to this thing here. I'm telling y'all, I'm so excited for this mic because there's so many uses I have for it, but it's not necessarily going to be in this room. It's going to be over on my other setup. And so I'll show you real quick how easy it is to use this. Do I have my... Okay. I have to get the other piece out of here, but I'm just going to take this other cord from this other microphone and I'll show you how easy it is to plug this up, okay? So if you give me a second, I am going to play you some nice little something with some sounds, okay? There we go. All right, okay. The cloud came back on my desk view, but I still, oh my gosh, we got to get that straightened out and figure out. Oops. Okay. So I'm going to show you, I can plug this guy up right here and in no time flat, let me just get this and I'll get this microphone on so that you can kind of hear just a little bit of what it sounds like. I didn't tweak it for, let me see, I'm going to open this. Okay, I didn't tweak it specifically for this, but you'll be able to see what it sounds like, okay? Mic check 1 2, testing 1 2. Okay, there we go. So this is now, let me turn the music down so you can hear. I didn't tweak it for this system, but this is this mic right here. So I got it really coming in kind of hot right now. Again, because I didn't set it for this right here, but that's this microphone already. Now there's the XLR. It is not the USB, but the USB pretty much sounds the same. So I can't hook the USB up right now. I'd have to do a whole bunch of whatever. But again, you hear the quality, and that is this mic. It's not this one. It's not that one. It's this one right here. Okay. So the mv7 does sound very great. The newer ones that's out, the mv7X is XLR only. But for those of you who don't want to get into all that extra outboard gear, just go ahead and get this guy right here. Spend the extra money, get it. But I would say go to colorware and customize it for you. Okay, get the colors for your branding and the whole nine and make it work for you. All right, because I didn't set this, I'm gonna get off of this mic right here and go back to my other one. Switch. Okay, testing 1 2. Okay, we are back now. We're back on this mic. I don't see any questions in the column. I guess that's a wrap for the night. So thank you for joining me. All I was doing was unboxing. Be sure you don't have to stay up to 12 o'clock, but you can check out how we wrap these microphones and get the orange and the lemon microphone. I don't know what to call this right now. Lewis calls it, I think me and Lewis, I called it the mango, and Lewis said he liked the mango, so I may have to call it the mango because Lewis called it the mango too. But I should call it the limb drop mic. I should, get what Lemon do it. But this one is kind of like my Ecamm dedication mic right here. The orange one kind of goes with the back. And then we have the yellow one over here. The other thing I'm going to be doing is changing my lights. I am sick and tired of these lights. So I wouldn't be Keith Pelzer if I didn't like Sneaker Preach. I'm really sick and tired of going behind the lights to turn them on. Going behind the light, turn on. Getting up top to turn it on. And I get tired of arguing with folk. They're like, oh, no, all you got to do is put it on Alexa. I'm like, no, I got Alexa on all this other stuff around here. These specific lights have a soft button on it. Because they have a soft button, it's not a hard on and hard off. So here's the crazy thing. It can have juice, but you cannot wirelessly turn them on until you physically touch it to turn it on. So it's not connected, okay? It's not connected to that the wireless remote, unless you actually turn the button on. The problem is once you pop the juice off of it, it's not open to receive power, okay? Y'all stay with me real quick. When you go and you turn it off, right? Once you turn it off, it has a ticker in there that after a certain amount of time, it will lose all connection with power until you touch it again. And the crazy thing is, many people live like that. We get power, we're on, we shine our light, but then we lose all this power, right? And the power just gets lost, and you actually have to have people reach up to you or reach behind and touch you in order to come back on. I don't like lights like that. I like the lights that when you speak to it, okay, when you speak to it. So connection through Alexa, when I speak to all the other lights, they will come on and they will shut off. Alexa, turn off studio doors. I speak to the lights and they come on and they go off. Watch this. Hey Siri, turn on studio doors. Speak to it.
You got
Oh, okay.
Coming right up.
I thought she was fronting. Okay, you speak to it, and then the lights go on and off. I cannot do that with these Godox ML60s right now, and it's so frustrating. And so when I talked to them in B&H, they told me, shout out to B&H, and Mr. Camera Junkie and Aiden was up there. When I was at B&H, they told me, and they were like, okay, you need a light that has a hard switch to it. And so in other words, it doesn't softly lose power. You intentionally have to flip the switch, and you have to put effort in it to take the power out. Or you can talk to it, and in the line, you can pull the power from it. That control is so much better when it's just in the line, and you don't have to keep playing around with the product itself. And so, James, you see how Siri be tripping, right? She do be tripping. She was a little slow on it, but sometimes she's quicker than Alexa, okay? So I can't really be mad at that. But so tomorrow, I'm actually going to change these lights. And so I will be going live again, and I'm going to have the Aperture Amaran lights. So I'm going to have the Toyota of Aperture, not Aperture the Lexus lights, because I don't need that super high end. So in my gear acquisition syndrome with my Aperture lights, I'm doing unleaded and not premium. Okay, so Mr. Camera Junkie, I'm doing premium, not unleaded. Okay, wait, unleaded? Yeah, I'm doing unleaded, not premium. Premium's the more expensive one, and then I'm doing unleaded. So I'm kind of like 88, 89 octane. I'm not the 93 octane of Aperture lights right now. That's not what I'm doing. Okay, just like these microphones, this will be unleaded and this will be premium. Okay, so that's what I'm doing with the lights. And so these Godox, I will use them just out in the field. So I don't see any questions. If anything, I would just be on here tripping. I don't want to stay up late, but I did do some more work on the ZV-E10. And the ironic thing is, Mr. Camera Junkie, we got to go live, and I want you to talk about this lens. I actually like this Tamron lens, but I noticed a little bit of fisheye on certain settings. It's not bad, but I think when I had the lens on there, I started to notice a little bit more like GoPro-ish, like bubble-like look that I didn't really care too much for. All right, James, get them rings closed. Did you close the rings? Let me see if James closed his rings before I go. Let me see what James done did. James, I'm about to check you out, bro. Come on, James, you have nothing on there, bro. Come on, man. James, you slipping, man. Gregarious, I need to find out and see if I'm going to link up with you on here as well. Go get the miles in. And for everybody else, thank you for joining me on tonight. I don't want to hang on here long. Have I been on here? Yep, been over here well over half an hour. In about 45 minutes, you will see how I did these microphones, so I hope that you enjoy it. If you haven't, please hit the like button. I really appreciate it. I don't like to beg. If you were in church, people beg you for offering. I just beg you for a like. So just with the thumbs up, if you can, just like it. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the page so that we can just continue. You know, I'm enjoying this journey. I'll probably do yet another channel or something like that. I don't know. So there is a setting to fix that. Fix what, Paul? Let me know if there's a setting to fix the Godox where if I turn this guy off right now, I'm gonna just show you. I'm gonna show you. I turn this guy off, right? So that guy is off right now. But the thing is, I can pop it back on and off with the remote for, I think it's like a 5-hour shut off or something like that. But if I go to bed and get back up in the morning, this remote is not going to work. That's because it's a soft button switch. And once that soft button switch goes, it's a wrap until you go back behind it and cut it on. Likewise, if you pull the power plug out and put it back in, the button, because it's soft, it's totally electronic. And so it has to physically be hit in order to cut on with the power. So power stops at the system until you put your finger on it and cut it on. Now, a hard switch like this cheaper, oh, you said the fisheye effect on the E10. Thank you. Okay, I thought you were talking about the light. Okay, so for everybody else, this light over here is a cheaper, newer light. And Siri will turn that light off, and Alexa will just turn that light off. And that happens to be a cheaper light, and it's loud as jacks because it doesn't have a quiet system on there. So again, forgive me, Paul, but you were talking about the fisheye. So if you are going live soon, or if you did it live, drop your link in there and let me know, Paul, so I can figure out how to turn that that fisheye thing off on there. So here's the thing. It's not doing me a fisheye right now. I do have the Ulanzi lens on here on the tip there. And this is pretty much sweet. You know, I like it. I throw this Ulanzi lens on here because it gives you a wide angle. I'm going to pull this off real quick so you can see what's going on here. Wait, did I turn it from the wrong spot? Oh, man. I think I turned it from the macro. That's what, oh, look at this. That's the macro right there. See that? Showing my nails. I left the one piece on there. Shout out to Ulanzi for the macro and wide lens. So this is just the kit lens right here. And so all the way back here, if you notice, it's got the room, but I'm missing right here. So if you watch the lineup right here, notice the light right here, the strip light right here, and notice this part of the softbox. Once I take this guy and throw this back on here, you'll notice it's going to widen the room up. So here we go. Drop this guy on here. Now notice you get a little bit more of the light, and look how much further it took the strip. And so let me screw that back on there. Boom. See, notice how much more it got the strip there. I really like this. The amazing thing is I have done equal amount of shooting on the ZV-E10 with the kit lens and the Ulanzi $50 like, you know, wide lens on there, and both pictures have been clean. Now, I'm pretty sure if you're watching this on TV, you should be able to see this in 4K. So if anybody is at home, if you go to your television and go to YouTube, you can watch this later. You will see this in good 4K. So if you watch it on your phone, that's not even doing the picture quality that's coming up any justice. On your TV, you will see this in 4K. It's I'm going up at 4K right now. You should see it in 4K. I will put this Tamron lens on there because I got to keep Mr. Camera Junkie entertained for a little bit. I'm not going to be on here his whole extra 500 miles or whatever home, but and don't you start typing while you're driving. Quick release, shout out with the Ulanzi quick releases. I'm actually going to take this lens off of here, and let's pop this lens on here and see what's going on. And Paul, if you want to direct me on this, feel free. But we're taking that lens off right now, and let's put the Tamron lens on there and see what we got. This is the Tamron 11 to 20 lens. Okay, notice we don't have the same wide. We have more, if not just a little bit more. It's right there. That's what I'm talking about, Paul. If you notice this, at the 11, that's what my point was. At the 11, we get this bevel right here. Yeah, notice that at the 11, there's a big bevel there. That's the part that was getting me, and I didn't notice it until, you know, I was framing, and right now I'm at 14. So 14 is cool, right? 14 is cool right there. And this is kind of the equivalent of the wide lens with the kit. The issue is once you do the pulling in tight is fine. I totally like the Tamron lens for that. This looks great, right? But once we go the opposite way, right? Once we go the opposite way there, notice, now I don't know if it's a camera thing, but on this A5100, it's it's got just a little bit of a swim. It's cool for selfies though. When you got the camera up and you got it turned on yourself, it's cool because it bevels out enough so that, you know, when you're in the picture, you know, with a bunch of people, it kind of like swoops on the bottom so you can get everybody in the frame. You got everybody over here, over there. The lens is great for that. It's just, I noticed when I got home, I noticed that it's giving me a little bit of this. Now notice my hand here, it's kind of like big, you know, to reach in and reach out. It's kind of like what I thought this would have gave me looking at the eye on this. And so I don't know if it's just a phobia I have with it, or if that's really legit what's going on. Well, okay, this light, let me cut this light back on. Yeah, so I'm not sure what that is, but it kind of gives that. I like the effect on it. Don't get me wrong. The effect is great, but it's just kind of throwing me off because I'm not sure what it's doing. Let me pull this off of this light so we can light back up. All right, cool. Now, let me put this lens back on here because I like to keep my Tamron on my, look at the autofocus. Autofocus is still great on there. I can't front. All right, let's pop you on here. Let's get you off, get you back on the ZV-E10. Now, one other thing, people. Sorry. One other thing. those people who really know your cameras and stuff, I mean, you kind of don't just throw the ZV-E10 up. If you just got a ZV-E10 out of gear acquisition syndrome, I don't really see you using it in the house that much, because you want that guy to go outside, because you already got your A61s, your 64s, your 66, your A7s, whatever else you got. You already got them set up in the house. So, like, for instance, A6100 sitting here in the house, I don't get up and take that out. A6100 over there, I don't get up and take that out. This one in front of me, I take this guy out because I use this for photos, because this is the full frame camera. And I used to take this one out, this on the jib, and that is the A6600. And that is the kit lens. That's the Mr. Camera Junkie. It is the 18. Yeah, it is the 18135. Okay, it's the 18135. And so again, don't need a Sigma on this guy, because I use this to zoom in on stuff and use the, the jib to clearly see stuff, so it's nothing to bokeh out, okay? And so, Rich, don't worry about it. It doesn't matter if you're late. You good to go. Oh, yes. Paul, talk to me, bro. See, listen, Rob, that's what I'm talking about, Rob. Thank you. I want to talk to the real people. Thank you, Rob. My ZV-E10 is my outside camera only. Now, for anybody that's asking, I'm going to get back to what Paul is saying. For anybody that's asking, listen, if you're just starting, I've told everybody I talked to, they were like, hey, I need a camera. What should I get? And I'm like, you want a camera or you want a super budget? They say, no, I want a camera. I'm like, get the ZV-E10. It is fire. Now, if I didn't have this A7C that I'm looking in right now, I would get I would actually mount my ZV-E10 up there and take it on and off. But because I have a full frame camera that I shoot photos and stuff with, I just like to put my full frame lens right here. When I'm center talking, I like to do that. Center talking. I like to put it right here. And so I got my quick mounts and stuff so I can easily take it off. But I realized there's nowhere for me to put my ZV-E10, especially even if I only had 3 cameras, I wouldn't have my ZV-E10, just anywhere, because like Rob is saying, you get that camera to take it out. That's the gear acquisition syndrome, people. You get that camera to go outside with that joker, okay? You don't get it to just throw it up inside and be like, oh, I hung with ZV-E10 in the air. For what? No. You know what's in the air right here? This guy right here looking down on the desk, that is a A5100 right there. A5100, and the kit lens from the A7C, the full frame kit lens, is sitting on that right now. That's it. Hey, ironically, for anybody that didn't know or you didn't see it, that camera is actually a white camera. So that one and the one up on the wall, they are no, they're not ZV-E10s, but they're white A5100s, and they look like the ZV-E10. So let's look at zooming. So let me see if I can zoom right here. See that guy up here on the wall? Let's go. There we go. See that? They almost look alike, don't they? They almost look alike. That is an A5100, and they are hard to come by. So even an A5100 in white right now is going to cost you a grip, okay? So, Paul, let me get to what you said here. Thank you, Paul, my dude. On the camera, menu, number 1, page 2, lens comp, distortion comp to auto. So here's the thing. Is the distortion comp to auto, I wonder how I do that in the A5100. So that's what I'm going to look for. I appreciate it. I'm going to try to distortion comp. I'm going to find it in the A5100 and see if I can check that out. And I'm going to mess with that tomorrow. I will look for it in the ZV-E10 to make sure that I don't have that same problem. I may not have that setting set, and I probably only noticed it when I put that lens on the A5100 sitting on the side of the desk. So it was only really when it was here that I noticed that, that barreling bubbling effect when I had it in here. If there are no specific questions, I can sit on here and fart around and just talk to people, but I'm not going to do that because I do have to get into the bed. And once again, I'm going to say check out the premiere of the customized SM7B mics. Y'all like these mics? I love it. I can't even see it in black no more. because after everybody was getting these and, you got this big color foam up there, I'm like, how do you get the mic to be unique? And the funny thing is, I actually like it where the bass is just like this, and then you have the top. Look how clear that sounds. I love it. This is great. All right. So I'm pretty much out, people. I have nothing else to say. If anything, I'll just be on here farting around. Mr. Camera Junkie, I love you, dude, and I appreciate you. And I'm glad you made it up to Albany. I'm pretty sure that Rob can say the same thing. I know Rob has probably got jet lag and the whole nine. And so it would do us no justice to send out the invite link and just have everybody talking on here for nothing. Let's get into bed, get some sleep. Prayers out to all of you. I pray that everybody's doing well. Thank you for joining me on tonight. Thank you for the encouragement. Devin Chambers, what's going on? I'm going to sign off because I'm going to work these lights. I'll show you the lights real quick. I got to open them up, and I'm glad that it came in an aperture box. It said aperture, so that make you feel like you really got something, but they are back over there on the floor. So I'll put those up tomorrow. I'll probably do an unboxing so you can see it and see what it looks like. Also, stay tuned for a couple of videos where I had the GoPro and I had the iPhone 13, and I did a side-by-side riding down the steep hill to see what it's doing. Rob, you said I was asleep at 8 last night. Listen, when you get that jet lag, how long was your flight, Rob? I mean, aren't you West Coast and you came from over here? Like, that flight is crazy if you took that flight. I got to get ready to go west. I got to go to Nevada real soon, and I'm really not ready for a long flight, especially not in these COVID streets right now. I mean, I'm vaccinated. I got my mask and stuff, but I just don't feel like sitting in a plane for more than 2-hour flight. Nonetheless, I'm going to have to do it. All right, people, God bless y'all. I'm out. I got to go. Peace.